Here's a short little video that I made of Plum Island. Starting with this is Captain's fishing charters at the end of the Plum Island tip where the mouth of the Merrimack enters the Atlantic Ocean. This island is actually in danger of erosion and storms and rising seawaters. Every year we have some serious storms and hurricanes and winter flood surges, and it takes a little part of this island away. Sometimes it's accessible during the winter in the storm periods, and other times causes some of the residents to lose their homes and extensive damage. Here we're going to embark on a short little ride through Plum Island and probably make our way over towards the Parker River and take a look at that, and so I can show you some of the scenery of this beautiful place that we have here in Plum Island, Massachusetts. Well, when you enter Plum Island, you're going to go over a drawbridge that goes over a tidal river, and that's how you'll enter and exit. This is actually a drawbridge, so it opens to allow boats and stuff to go under with certain heights and restrictions. Here we're approaching the Joppa Flats, which is a tidal saltwater marsh. A lot of people go kayaking and fishing, and a lot of boats moored out here. If you continue straight on this road, this will take you to downtown Newburyport, where the restaurants are and dining and shopping. Making our way over, heading down 1A south. We're heading towards the Parker River. This is where the wildlife reservation abuts, and it runs in between that and Plum Island. And this is where the notorious pipe and plovers like to nest in this general area for the reservation. This river is famous for a lot of boat moorings, kayakers, some really good fishing when the stripers are spawning and making their migration towards the inlets and rivers so they can lay their eggs and spawn and come back out to the ocean. Here is where Newbury Kayak and Canoe has their launch. You can actually rent kayaks and canoe and stuff for the day. You could launch a boat. You could launch a kayaks for a cheap rate. This is right along the Parker River, and there's a really good tidal river with some really good scenery. A lot of wildlife you can see. There's actually a few people here doing their paddle boards. I'm not sure how good that goes. I didn't really stick around to see if they would have a good time, if it was safe. But I know there is a little bit of a current there when the tides change. But I'm sure those things are pretty stable. Not sure something I'd be interested in, but Everybody has their own preference for enjoyment or recreation. Well, I tempted to try a little fishing with some topwater poppers that I had, and I was asked to leave because they don't allow fishing, I guess, from their dock or on their property. So I'm making my way out of there. I'm gonna head back around the other side just to investigate the area a little more. I was advised by the owner that I can go and try a dead-end street on the other side across the river. I guess there's a road called Cottage Road that it's there's not a lot of parking, mostly street parking, and I guess you can launch a kayak in there, and there is a boat ramp, pretty much a road that goes right into the river, and you can launch from there. So I went to check that out and do some casting over there, see what it was about. There was actually a couple of boats in the way, and there was a little bit of a breeze on the river, so every time I'd cast, I took a big chance of getting my lure caught in the rope of an anchor. So I decided to pack it up and head out of there for the day. That was a tour of Newburyport, Plum Island, and a little bit of the Parker River. Hope you enjoyed it.